fixing my brains up for the taking, but we don't do that. I know my facts. They say that he was elected, but where the stats at? They say that jab the only way to get your life back, but if you have a heart attack, then they will go to hide that. Look at the FDA acting like KKK, trying to run all our lives like we they brand new slaves. Lose the job, banned from playing segregation, all the same. They call themselves progressives, but they taking us all back again. Bring the world to darkness and sacrifice the children. Then when it's said and done, then you will never live with hope again. I say that we break the chains, we can't leave the world the same. Make love real again. As we fly above the truth, I ask of God, am I with you? I walk the path, go to the light, but still I feel that. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages from all across the world. You are now tuned into your favorite daily source for news, entertainment, culture, politics, you name it, we do it right here on the Chandler Brief every weekday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where the dress code is, of course, business casual. I think that might have been one of my best intros yet. What do you guys say? Give me a scale of 1 to 10. How do you rate the energy of the intros this week? We've been trying something new, mixing it up here and there, trying to keep it fresh for you guys. And I think, in my opinion, I believe I've done a pretty good job of that. So we're just going to keep up with it. How is everybody doing in the comments below? It is March 30th, Wednesday of the year 2022. And in my opinion, it's been a pretty good Wednesday. I'm having a great time. I'm happy to see all my folks in here. We got Giorgio. We've got, Giorgio says 8. Aaron says 7. Oh, but there's a new Aaron. There's Aaron Lovell, who says 10 out of 10, smooth intro. I like this new Aaron. See, Aaron Behringer, as much of a supporter of the channel he is, he's always roasting me, you know? He's always saying, oh, you say the Chandler Bleef. It was a small mishap one time, like 3 weeks ago. I promise we're doing so much better now. I want to give a big thank you to our Hall of Heroes, of which we have a new inductee, Mr. Terry J, who sent $25 yesterday evening through Cash App. So big thank you to him for supporting our channel, supporting what we're up to. We've got plenty of stuff coming very soon, but I need to make an announcement to you guys. The show will be coming to a stop for a little bit, so we will not have our show tomorrow. And then, of course, as you guys know, we don't stream on the weekends. Aaron, yes, he says 3 times. Shout out to you. Big thank you for your support. And then all of next week we will not be streaming because it is going to be my spring break. Now, I'm not currently in school, but I'm still going to be celebrating spring break because I'm a young person. It's one of the few times I get to just say, all right, put the politics away, at least put the streaming away. So we won't be streaming next week. We will be back the Monday after next, and that date will be Monday, April 11th. So on April 11th will be our next show. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys once again then. But of course, we have our whole show today. And I'll make it a little bit longer for you guys if I can. Let's try to stretch these topics out just so you guys get enough of your Chandler fill. Of course, that doesn't mean I'm going to stop everything I'm doing. I'll still be tweeting because I'm addicted to tweeting, as well as posting on Gitter and other places. So if you want to not miss out on anything I'm up to and anything I'm doing, including some very fun stuff coming soon on the music side, as you guys have heard, I have a song dropping this Friday, aka April 1st, April Fool's Day, unfortunately, called Not Woke, of which you heard just a few seconds ago, which you guys will be able to check out. And then I think there's going to be a lot more coming very soon that you guys are not going to want to miss out on. We'll talk about that more later on during the show. Let's just jump in. As you guys know, we try to keep the show less than 30 minutes with the subject, so let's get started right about now. Disney has announced that they will be axing the words boy and girl from all park greetings to promote inclusivity. This is insane. The phrase, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, was axed from Magic Kingdom's fireworks show last year. So I didn't even hear about that one, but now when you walk in the park, they can't even say boy or girl to your young son or daughter who's entering the park. Isn't that something? Zoom in here and let's get started. Disney parks are axing gendered language, such as boys and girls, in their park greetings to promote gender inclusivity, according to a video of a company executive. We provided training for all of our cast members in relationship to that. So now that they know it's hello everyone, or hello friends, Disney's diversity and inclusion manager, Vivian Ware, was heard saying in a video conference call recorded by Chris Rufo. Park goers will no longer hear ladies and gentlemen or boys and girls in park greetings, according to the video. We reviewed some of this video yesterday, but we didn't quite hear this part, so let's get right back to the ball and chain and see how insane things get. Drumroll, please. All right, let's do this.
Last summer, we removed all of the gendered greetings in relationship to our life skills. So we no longer say ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We've provided training for all of our cast members in relationship to that. So now they know it's hello everyone or hello friends. We are in the process of changing over those recorded messages. And so many of you are probably familiar when we brought the fireworks back to the Magic Kingdom. We no longer say ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We say dreamers of all ages.
Dreamers of all ages. This is what inclusivity gets you. These parks are now being ruined by the woke mob, or as Aaron Behringer so aptly puts it, the gay or not so secret gay agenda. Also, shout out to Aaron Lovell. He says, I found you from Elijah Schaefer many years ago when he interviewed you at SAS. It's a real shame that how you've been totally screwed by YouTube and all. Best wishes to grow this new channel up. We're working very hard. We're working very hard, Aaron. We're doing everything we can. We got daily shows. I'm trying to push people from the old channel to the new channel. Speaking of that, if you're watching on the channel that is marked as Chandler Crump Archive, make sure you're joining over in the new channel. The link is in the description. Let's go. Brandon420 says, enjoy your spring break, bruh. Nice to see you. TacMac says, don't go. That's one way to beat this back. We've got to go on break. But definitely make sure you join us on the new channel. That's where all our stuff is. We're not going to be streaming on this new channel, or the old channel that you're watching on. So make sure you join over in the new channel in the description. They later go on to say, we want to create that magical moment with our cast members, with our guests. And we don't want to just assume because someone might be in, our interpretation may be presenting as female, that they may not want to be a princess. The Walt Disney Company did not immediately respond to Fox News' request for comment on the matter. However, it was reported last year that Walt Disney Florida removed its longtime greeting, ladies and gentlemen, from its Magic Kingdom fireworks show to promote inclusivity. It was replaced with the greeting, good evening, dreamers of all ages. That's just, it's making me not want to say, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, because I've been saying that at the beginning of my shows for, like, months now, or honestly, I think over a year. So, oh, you were talking about don't go see their woke movies. Okay, there you go. Okay, now I understand what you're saying, TacMac. And it makes a lot of sense why people are concerned. You're saying don't see their movies, don't support this nonsense, and it makes a lot of sense. Here, TacMac, I'm putting something in the chat for you. Join here. Make sure you're subscribing to the new channel. I can't urge this enough. We're not going to be using the old channel anymore, so if I just drop the link in the chat, make sure you join it. But of course, connects to the Don't Say Gay thing. The Florida's HB 5057, also known as the Don't Say Gay bill, should never have passed and should never be signed into law, which is what the company said in a statement. It's obvious to see that these people are going crazy about it, but let's take a look at how their people that are Florida residents are responding. In Celebration, Florida, Floridians provided mixed messages to the newly signed state legislation that opponents dubbed Don't Say Gay. However, let's see what they're actually saying. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed the Parental Rights and Education Bill into law on Monday, which prohibits classroom discussion or instruction about orientation and gender identity. The Walt Disney Company issued a statement. We've read that a long time. Somebody then said, we've been going to Disney for a long time, and we are tired of the extreme changes that they seem to think are pleasing everyone. When our annual passes expired in February, we did not renew them because of our displeasure with the way Disney has gone overall. Not just on the particular issue, but on all of their wokeness. This lady speaks for thousands. I'd go as far as to say tens of thousands of people that are straight up tired of this mess. Tired of it. Walt would be rolling in his grave, Marsha added. Critics have said the legislation will hurt LGBT children, and that's why Disney is doing the right thing by beating back the anti-grooming legislation. DeSantis, to me, sounds like a bully, and bullies have to be stood up to, Lynn, who is also a Florida homeowner, told Fox News. Disney should take a stand, he continued. Oh, that's a boy, okay. Worldwide, the LGBT situation is just accepted and embraced. It doesn't need negativity around it. Then, Politico and the Morning Consult conducted a poll earlier this month that showed that 51% of American voters supported banning orientation and gender identity discussions among students in early elementary school grades. And usually in these polls, it's not just one or two, but there's one or two options, but there's other options like I'm not so sure or I don't know. So 51% outright being straight up like, get this mess out of here, that should be more than enough of a statement to say, we're not with this stuff.
Nope.
Get it out of here. DeSantis has said the legislation fights against woke gender ideology, then goes on to say, it is the parents' job to teach their children to teach their children societal norms. Mike, a parent from New Jersey, told Fox News, I don't believe that this is a state or federal employee's job to teach that to our children or to anyone else. Marsha, who I think we heard from just a minute ago, who is a retired teacher, said, that is not the kind of thing that they should be forcing on K through 3. These children need to be given a chance to develop themselves before they start being taught on what they should be. Precisely. But if you go into the Disney park, they're not going to say boys and girls or ladies and gentlemen. They're going to say, hey there, dreamer. Welcome to the Disney parks. Are you gay? If you're not, why don't you walk down this way so we can teach you the amazing history of Stonewall and all these different things of which people fought for. Plenty of people are concerned, and for good reason, very good reason. So shout out to the folks who are standing up. Shout out to Marsha. I think we're going to hear from her in this video right here that I want to play for y'all. Let's just take a quick listen.
We've been going to Disney for a long time.
Here she is.
And we're tired of the extreme changes that they seem to think are pleasing everyone, when if they actually spoke to the people in the park, they'd find out they're not. When our annual passes expired in February, we did not renew them because of our displeasure with the way Disney has gone overall, not just on that particular issue, but on all their wokeness.
All of their wokeness. This represents, as Roxanne Shante so aptly put it in the chat, millions of people who are sick and tired of the woke, sick and tired of the madness that is going on, and they just want to get out of it. They really want to get out of this era of politics and culture that we're currently in, because they're, as I am and many other people are, concerned. Speaking of concern, however, we have a ton of more stories we're going to be jumping into. Some stories that are just straight up hilarious. You're going to want to see this next one. But before we get into that, I want to remind you that this show is, of course, 100% supported by viewers like you. So if you're interested in supporting our content and supporting my ability to bring it to you, then I want to invite you to visit our donation processor donor box, of which you can consider a one-time or even a monthly donation to support our content and join our Hall of Heroes. It all goes towards supporting my ability to bring it to you. Of course, we're going on a big break here for spring break and the remainder of this week. So, of course, you don't have to right now. But if you are, and if you do, I will, of course, there's always a shout out that comes with it. I say a part of your name and the amount. And if you have like a message or anything like that, I always read it out there. So if you have questions or you just wanted to say, Chandler, I appreciate what you're doing, you could do so over on the donor box website. And it actually lets you write a comment saying, let's say, I like what you're doing, Chandler. Not to say that you would say that, but if you want to, you can do so right over on donorbox.org/support-Chandler. Link is in the description, and also I'll be dropping it in the chat. And through that, we also, of course, support Cash App donations here. And last but not least, we are proudly sponsored by my friends over at MyPillow. So if you're interested in getting your hands on one of your very own very comfortable pillows, of which are great value at a even greater price, then make sure you go to mypillow.com and use code CRUMP, that is code CRUMP, for your discount on a MyPillow today. Let me tell you, I've been sleeping on a MyPillow probably since I got started in politics, I think around 2018. And you guys ever wonder why I've never really been cranky in the mornings? I wake up, I feel great. I'm like, it's a great Wednesday. It's not even a weekend, and I say I'm feeling great. It's because I sleep on a MyPillow every single night. So make sure you go to mypillow.com and use code CRUMP for your own discount today. And speaking of somebody who probably after what they're about to do is going to need a lot more sleep than they already do, President Joe Biden. Oh man, he's gonna need a lot of sleep after this one, because he says he is ready to get his 4th COVID shot, and he is now launching a government website with a $22.5 billion plea for vaccine awareness. Shout out to Let's Go Brandon, who just joined here on the new YouTube channel. Love to see it. You guys will know if you're on the new YouTube channel because your comment will appear on screen right there. On the old channel, these comments don't carry over, so if you're watching us on the new channel, make sure you're doing so with the link in the chat or in the description, and then you'll be here and you should put a comment just saying test, and then you'll see that your comment is here. I try not to say it too much, but I need to get you guys off of the old channel. We're moving on. We're moving on to bigger and better things. But anyways, let's jump into what Joe Biden is doing to himself, which is honestly straight up concerning. President Biden received his 4th dose of the COVID vaccine Wednesday, and announced the launch of an informational website, covid.gov, as he urges Congress to pass billions and billions and billions of dollars in fresh pandemic funds. A White House doctor administered Biden's shot after the president gives remarks in the Eisenhower Executive Building. The FDA on Tuesday approved a second vaccine booster for people aged 50 and up, but warned that there may not be enough for the general public if the age threshold is lowered. COVID-19 cases and deaths are down dramatically in most parts of the country after the highly contagious but less lethal Omicron variant. Hold on, I gotta caused record high numbers of infections in January. The U.S. is on pace, however, to cross 1 million deaths from the virus sometime in April. The Biden administration is at odds with Senate Republicans who want to repurpose unspent money from $350 billion in state and local aid, which was part of a larger $2 trillion bill the Democrats passed without any GOP support last year. Biden receives his third COVID shot right there, just to give you guys a good look at that. Man. Aaron says Aaron Lovell says, if you don't get your fifth booster, you ain't,
And you ain't black.
Anyway, quote from Joe Biden, probably. Honestly, Health and Human Services Secretary Xavier Becerra said Monday his department was reducing deliveries of monoclonal antibodies to states by 35%. Are you serious? That is not the right thing to do. See, we've got some new sound effects in the mix today.
Nope.
Seriously? We know for a fact that monoclonal antibodies are basically cutting out the middleman and giving you the antibodies to defeat the virus within yourself. These are scientifically proven to be helping. Meanwhile, for political purposes, these cabinet secretaries, these governors, and these straight up tyrants are doing everything they can to make sure that Americans like you, and I'm sure a good amount of you are over the age of 50, instead of giving you monoclonal antibodies, which are going to help you without any of the negative side effects of the vaccines, they can't get to you. Or to even young people like me who are in direct threat of harm from these vaccines. Just go to VAERS.org and you will see that the majority of these people that are taking the vaccine that are under the age of 18 are suffering. They are suffering. And yet we're supposed to just go along with it? Biden's launch of COVID.gov was the original billing of his Wednesday remarks. The injection was added to the agenda about 2 hours before Biden was scheduled to speak. The new site allows users to reach U.S. counties with results showing the local level of community transmission and linking to other sites for information on how to order tests, masks, and vaccine doses, etc. And yet more shots of Biden supposedly, and I'm going to say supposedly, getting his fourth vaccine shot? I can't keep count anymore. We had the first shot and then 2 shots for the mRNA, so those are 2 shots right there, right? Or is it the other way around? Is it the Johnson & Johnson? I don't know. 2 shots here, then a booster, and then another booster. Okay, so 4 shots. So a year ago, I was telling you we're gonna get 3 shots and 4 shots, and you were like, "Come on, Chandler, you're just being a conspiracy theorist. It's not real."
Got him.
Look who's laughing now. And honestly, I'm not even laughing. It's not a proud thing, honestly. Ben Briggs says, "Are you on Rumble channel, Chandler?" Yes, we are proudly on Rumble. You can go subscribe and join us. In fact, we are live streaming right now over on Rumble. Let me just check out my people. So shout out to my folks over on Rumble. We're always live on Rumble. Link is in the description. You can find it. It's just marked as check out our Rumble channel. So we are live on Rumble. So shout out to Ben for asking that, and shout out to my people who are over on Rumble as well. But Joe Biden isn't the only one fanning the flames of COVID fear right now, unfortunately. Dr. Fauci has somehow made his way back into the scene. This is... oh, man. Dr. Fauci. He says Americans should be prepared for new COVID-19 restrictions. The BA2 Omicron subvariant... This stuff does not sound real. It accounts for more than half of U.S. cases, apparently. White House Chief Medical Advisor Dr. Anthony Fauci on Sunday warned about the potential for the reinstatement of COVID restrictions. In an interview with the BBC Sunday Morning, Fauci said U.S. residents need to be prepared for the possibility of restrictions being put back into place. Presenter Sophie Raworth asked if a new infectious COVID-19 variant could lead to future lockdowns and mask mandates. I don't want to use the word lockdowns. That is a charged element to it. But I believe that we must keep an eye on the pattern of what we're seeing with infections, he said, noting that the U.S. is currently moving toward normalcy, as it is. Having said that, we need to be prepared for the possibility that we would have another variant. Oh my gosh. That would come along. And then if things change and we do get a variant that does give us an uptick in cases and hospitalization, we should be prepared and flexible enough to pivot toward going back, at least temporary, to a more rigid type of restrictions. Yes, these people want to trounce the freedoms that we have clawed our way back to over the last few months and take them all back. So not only will you have to be called Xi while going to the Disney parks, dragging your family along, and them go up to your daughter and son and them say, "Welcome, dreamer," but you might have to do it with the mask on, or you might not be allowed to do it unless you have 4 jabs. Let me get a little personal here, guys. I'm 17 years old, and one of my biggest dreams in life is to go on a cruise. I don't know why I'm fixated on it, but I've always wanted to hop on a big boat with a few thousand other people. I know it doesn't sound very cool to a lot of folks, and just sail off somewhere in the Bahamas or something like that. It's always been a dream of mine. I've always wanted to do it. One day I will do it, hopefully. But right now, I cannot because I am not vaccinated. And so far, these companies don't seem to be willing to lift these restrictions anytime soon. Airlines, of which haven't marched anything close to vaccine restrictions, do have mask restrictions. And even they are trying to say, let's get rid of these restrictions. We talked about it yesterday on The Brief and on Crump Live. They were saying, we're tired of these. Our people are tired of them. They don't want to fly anymore. If they do have to fly, they're getting angry at the flight attendants. The flight attendants are tired. Yet these tyrants, these globalists, these terrible globo-homo people, I'm saying it, I'm all no holds barred today, are trying to say, enough is enough. Let's bring the restrictions back. Let's put the mask back on your face and the vaccine in your arm. And they expect us to go along with it? No, these people are insane. These people truly are insane. They clearly aren't thinking straight. They could use a couple days of rest because it seems that they have some sort of chronic insomnia because they are not capable of rational thought. The average American, however, clearly is. And when I say average American, I mean the average American on Instagram. I could spend tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars and reach out to some polling agency and try to see, what do you think about the current COVID restrictions? And are you in support of having more restrictions? But why do that when I could, in a more entertaining way and a lot cheaper, just go to Instagram? For instance, this Instagram account right here, The Shade Room. They posted the fact that the highly contagious Omicron subvariant known as BA2
Stop the cap.
led to a surge of coronavirus cases in Europe. Are there going to be new lockdowns? New Omicron variant has a highly contagious marker. The Shade Room asks, do you guys think that this is a big deal? People in the comments are saying they milking this. Well, let me move over here. They're milking this. They went back to the lab and enhanced it. Man, I'ma just live my life. Can't worry about these variants. God got me. BA2? He got his bitch. Can't scare the people anymore. We don't care. No, they found something new to talk about because the war got old. Corona is just playing dress up at this point. Bye, wig. We're over all that now. Not again. It's laughable. Can we get a break? These are average Americans who are on Instagram, and they're leaving comments about how little they care about these new subvariants and Omicron and all these different names, to making funny jokes about them. But the bigger thing I want to highlight is the thousands of likes that these comments get. 3,000 likes of this comment, which is, if we're taking into account bots, let's say 2,500 at minimum people that are hitting this. They're saying, I agree with that, and hitting the little like button on that comment. I just did it myself, bringing that number up. These people are sick and tired of it. This is the average American. They're like, oh, come on, man. COVID must have got his bachelor. Ain't nothing new about this. The war got old. And can you blame them? After all the time we've spent going through this, and all the news stories that have come out to say that these masks aren't keeping you safe, these vaccines, if they are keeping you safe, are also hurting you just as much. These lockdowns did nothing to keep you safe. Those people that we threw in jail for simply trying to run their business, like Shelley Luther, who is now running for office in Texas and more than likely could have a very good chance in her election, it wasn't doing anything to keep us safe, throwing her in jail for a period of time. All these different symptoms and strikebacks that we did to keep the virus in check and flatten the curve in 2 weeks to stop the spread didn't do anything to keep you safe. Everybody knows it now, and yet we're supposed to keep going along with the Shazam? Or with the sham? The Shazam. I'm gonna turn into a superhero? I don't know. I think people are tired of it. Giorgio says, there's a video of a little girl being turned away from someone in a Winnie Pooh Yeah, I saw that. Because she wasn't wearing a mask. In fact, I think I can find that real quick. We have a little bit of time. Girl turned away from Winnie the Pooh. I want you guys to see this. That this is what we're supposed to be doing to keep us safe. Disney cast member turns away little girl from Pooh hug amid COVID-19 protocols. Let me see if I can find the actual video. It's on TikTok. Oh well.
There's Pooh Bear! Oh, you can't. There's Pooh Bear!
Yeah, okay.
Oh, you can't go. You can't go hug. You can't hug. You can't hug. Sorry.
Oh man, it makes me cry. I can spend hours ranting and get real angry and amped up. But anytime I see a little boy or a little girl that's just enthused and happy to be living, so innocent, so pure, and sees the character that they love so much, that little girl could have read the Winnie the Pooh books back at home or watched the Winnie the Pooh show, and she sees Winnie the Pooh in real life. She wants to run up and give Winnie the Pooh a hug. It's a magical moment to be 3, 4, 5 years old and to never have experienced anything like this before in your life and not know that these tyrants want to make sure that you can't hug any person like this. You don't know anything about that. You just want to run up and hug Winnie the Pooh. And you can't. Because the science says you can't. Because Anthony Fauci believes that you hugging somebody inside of a cloth costume is going to kill you both. Right? Is that what Anthony Fauci believes? Or does he know the truth? That we need to be marching our way back to normalcy. And that this entire scam was nothing but that, a scam. One more
I
time.
didn't know she was gonna run up.
And the mother's apologizing.
Oh, you can't go. You can't go hug. You can't hug. You can't hug. Sorry. Sorry. I didn't know she was gonna run up on him.
I can't. I really can't, guys. I don't know. I don't know how long I could keep doing this. You got bringing these stories to you guys. It's a one-man show. I gather these topics. I read the comments. I run the show. I am the producer and the host. And man, let me tell you, the job is stressful, but the job kills me sometimes. Let me tell you. And the most asinine part of it is that the lady stopping the little girl from touching Little the Pooh, touching Winnie the Pooh, touches the little girl to get her to go away.
Hug. You can't hug. You can't hug.
This is against her.
Sorry.
Back up.
I didn't know she was gonna run up.
And also, I don't know how well you guys will be able to see it, but at the bottom it says, learn the facts about COVID-19, because of course, while telling us that the little girl can't hug this person in a cloth costume because it'll kill them or something, you actually also have to learn about the facts of COVID-19. And I don't even want to see where this website leads me, honestly. It's gonna piss me off more and more. Everybody knows that this is nothing but a sham, yet we're still hurting our little children in the pursuit of getting rid of this virus. I don't know. Giorgio says, lol, look at the understanding gesture the costumed person did. Home that I love says, all kitties at school can hug me. There you go. There you go. And you're not passing along to them any orientation or gender identity training. You're not doing anything that the parents wouldn't be totally okay with. The kids have a connection to you just like they have a connection to Winnie the Pooh. It's insane. It's insane. Aaron says, R.I.P. little girl. That was heartless to turn her away. That has to shatter your spirit. It really does. It really does. Anyways, moving on to another story. Final two stories I want to actually highlight before, or this first thing actually isn't, but we talked about a minute ago how the war is getting old, but sending millions and, hold on, let me get the sound effect, billions of dollars to Ukraine apparently isn't quite over, because President Biden has told Zelensky that the United States intends to provide more money to the Ukrainian government with $500 million in direct budgetary aid. Let's just read what Joe Biden said. President Biden spoke today with Zelensky of Ukraine about the ongoing work by the United States and its allies and partners to deliver military, economic, and humanitarian assistance to Ukraine and to impose severe costs on Russia for its brutal aggression against Ukraine. Yada, yada, yada. Let's skip to about here. President Biden informed Zelensky that the United States intends to provide the Ukrainian government with $500 million in direct budgetary aid. He also reviewed the additional sanctions and humanitarian assistance announced last week. President Zelensky updated Biden on the status of Ukraine's negotiations with Russia, of course, which are getting nowhere. Giorgio tells me the audio got cut off for a second. I know. We're dealing with a few problems. I'm sorry if that happens. It should be good now. I'm keeping an eye on the audio meter, but isn't that insane to see? Aaron says, money flying everywhere, right? This is, okay, we've sent, if I'm tabulating correctly, more than $1 billion. I haven't even been keeping count, but I know it's more than $1 billion. $3, $4, $5 billion, and we keep adding it up. Some in military aid, in humanitarian aid, all sorts of different aid. You would think that these people are going to be the most healthy people on earth with how much aid they're getting. We could be sending that money to anything else. I don't know. Biden did campaign on erasing student loan debt. And I don't think any amount of that money that we just got right there is enough to pay off all the colleges and clear everybody's student loan debt, but sure could go towards it. As much as I'm not really in support of it, it could at least do it. At least at some level. But no, we're sending money to Ukraine for whatever reason. But just to show you guys, I have to play this thing for you. I mean, I saw earlier today just to really cap off the show in a most hilarious manner. Greta Zelensky pushes for Europe to transition to green energy. Yes, they did it. They put Greta Thunberg's face on Zelensky.
Ще задовго до цієї війни було очевидним, що людство має скорочувати використання викопного палива.
Oh, that's terrible.
Ера вугілля, нафти нанесли навколишньому середовищу, нашій планеті в цілому дуже серйозні шкоди. Зелені технології.
I didn't even realize there were subtitles. Hold on, let me see that you guys. I'm gonna read them out loud. Long before this war, it was clear that humanity should reduce the use of fossil fuels.
Викопного палива.
Hold on. Let me make it so you guys
Ера
can see.
вугілля, нафти нанесли
Caused huge
навколишньому
damage
середовищу, нашій планеті в
to our
цілому
planet as a
дуже
whole.
серйозні шкоди. Зелені
Green
технології,
technologies and
зелена
green energy
енергетика стали
have become a
логічною,
logical and just
справедливою
answer
відповіддю
to this
на цей
challenge.
виклик.
European policy is already aimed
Вже
at
направлена
reducing
на скорочення
the consumption of
споживання
environmentally hazardous
екологічно
resources.
небезпечних ресурсів. Але
But Russia's aggression against
проти
Ukraine
та проти
and
усього,
everything
на чому
that life in
побудоване
Europe
життя у Європі, є
is built on
аргументом, щоб
is an
прискорити
argument to accelerate green transformation in the continent. Europe must give up Russian oil and give up as soon as possible, because it is the crazy income from energy resources that allows the Russian leadership to be bold, violate generally accepted rules, promote hatred against other nations, against us, and destroy the lives of neighboring countries. Somebody said it would be funnier if it was in her voice but still speaking Ukrainian. That would be very hard to do. That would be give it 5 years, guys. Tech is really accelerating. Give it 5 years. I'm not trying to scare y'all, but give it 5 years. I mean, look what they're doing right now. Isn't that scary enough? Look. And that's like an app. And let me turn off the audio. That's an accurate lip sync. Hold on, actually.
Шалені доходи від енергоресурсів дозволяють керівництву Росії
The lips match up. Like, I don't even know Ukrainian, but when somebody's speaking a language, you can generally, especially when it's like a Latin or Germanic language, I believe, or even Cyrillic, like Ukrainian should be back to the Russian base of languages. It's still, you can read the lips and tell that matches up. The technology's really getting there, folks. It's scary. Either way, I wanted to show you guys that because that was just straight up hilarious. Shout out to my boy, Grand Old Memes, who's always holding it down with the amazing memes, as well as Dr. D memes. So I might actually have to follow with the straight up hilarity there. With the Biden paw print, reminds me of one of our shirts on the Chandler Crump store, of which you can actually check out just by going to chandlercrump.com/merch. Let me just show you guys. I might have to sue these people. It's a little close to our design, actually, because if you go, nah, it's not close at all. I'm joking, but still, you go over to our merch store, you can actually see arrest Fauci for killing puppies. That's my shirt right there. Nobody else. We got that. We trademarked that. So shout out to that. Check that out over on the Virus of Intelligence merch store. Just throw that in the chat, just so you guys know. They're not the only ones that got jokes, and it's available in pink too. I forgot. Oh, look at that. Looks good. Any of our ladies in the chat, and yes, I am saying pink is a lady's color right now. I'm not like Disney saying anybody can be a pink dreamer, although I'm sure a guy could rock pink pretty well too. But the ladies pull up with the pink Arrest Fauci shirt, or for my guys, get a nice deep red. Oh, that's nice. Or maybe even a blue, somewhere in between. You can check that out on the merch store. We've got plenty of other designs as well you guys can check out just by visiting the link in the description. To genders, gas prices. In fact, I'm wearing one right now. Check that out. It's got an I did that sticker on it. No other shirt has that. You don't want to miss out on it. Make sure you visit the link in the description and check out the brand new Virus of Intelligence shirts. These are just brand new on the shop, available. Just visit the link in the description and check them out. Thank you guys so much for being tuned in with us. We had a really good show today. Shout out to Roxanne. She says, dang. Why you came says it's time to become Amish. Oh, that's a good one. We need pieces. Hey, shout out to you. Shout out to all our folks we had watching the show today. Also to our people who are over on Rumble. Thank you guys for holding it down. Solomon Reeves says, go Russia. That's terrible. Solomon, you can't say that. That's politically incorrect. Thank you guys. Aaron says, pink is for the girls. Ree. They, Z, rabbit. Rabbit is actually a pretty cool pronoun. I might have to take that one. Rabbits are fast. I want to be fast. All right. Thank you guys so much for being tuned in with us today. It has been an amazing show. This has been today's installment of the Chandler Brief. We had a very good time. Had a ton of topics today of which you will all be able to watch right here on the channel. If you're watching on the channel called the Chandler Crump Archive, these streams will not be archived on the channel. So make sure that you are subscribing to the brand new channel, of which the link is in the description, and I'll drop it in the chat one last time so you guys can make sure that you are subscribed to our brand new channel. We will not be on here probably for at least a little while. So make sure you are subscribed to the brand new channel. So if you see that in the chat, you'll know. But if you are in the new chat, you should see your name in the comments right over here. So shout out to all y'all. Thank you guys so much for your support. Big thank you to our current Hall of Heroes members. I appreciate each and every one of you for supporting our content and supporting our ability to bring this stuff to you. Like I said, once again, we will not be streaming for tomorrow. Of course, we don't stream on the weekends unless there's like some sort of emergency, but we won't because we'll be traveling. And we will, of course, be taking a spring break. So our next stream will once again be on April 11th, which is the Monday after next. So I'll see you guys once again on April 11th. And of course, tomorrow we have a or the day after tomorrow, I mean, on April 1st, this Friday, we have a song dropping, of which you guys can check out by pre-saving it. I'll drop that link in the chat as well real quick so you guys can know when the song comes out. You don't want to miss out on it. And we have a lot more fun stuff coming very soon that you're not going to want to miss out on. So make sure you are checking that out, all of it in the chat and in the description below. Thank you guys so much for being tuned in. And aside from all that, I will catch you next time, free thinkers. Don't forget to spread the virus of intelligence. Peace.
Into the light.